From the banks of the Allegheny, welcome to Film Bits, True Detective, Episode 5, Part 6. The last one on Episode 5. Okay, we left with modern-day Rust being questioned by the two modern-day police officers. I'm going to roll it back a few seconds because something transpires here. And I want you to watch when the younger cop says something, the older cop's reaction to him during this questioning of Rust. So let's pick it up right after Rust and the cops have discussed the most recent murder and how Rust has claimed, where we stopped it was that they haven't been checking unsolved cases. Let's go.
I already know all this.
And what we have so far.
He hadn't checked old unsolved.
Maybe you stop dancing.
He looks over at his partner.
Tell us what you really
Not
been up
happy.
to. How you spend your time.
I already told you how I spend my time.
Except you've been bullshitting us all afternoon.
Excuse us for 1 minute, please.
Now, we're not going to get their dialogue, but it's kind of obvious in there something went wrong. And what it was the younger cop let something out of the bag that the older cop wished he had held on to. And that is the suspicion that Rust is either the murderer of these serial killings, or that Rust has perhaps not come forward with the truth about the Reverend. They feel he's hiding something, and they feel he's hiding something pretty serious. But the older cop wanted to keep that, hold on to that for a little bit. But I guess in the youth, the exuberance, and we'll see this in 7 when I get there, and Brad Pitt's character, the alpha maledom of these two matching wits, and Rust owning it, as he usually does in any conversation we've seen in this series, got the younger cop to jump the gun. And we don't really know what Russ is thinking, but he's thinking something. Let's jump back in. Back into the past. This is one of the old schools. In fact, we saw this school earlier. Episode 3, I believe it was. This was shut down due to a hurricane, if I remember correctly. Andrew, I think it was. Andrew really hit Florida, actually. One of them. And I believe it's in here. This scene is where I got the thumbnail theme for episode 5. So we're in this religious school. Now we're back into the modern day.
These are from the crime scene in Lake Charles. Once folks got word. Recognize anybody in there?
Lake Charles is a bit out of the way for you, ain't it?
How'd you keep her out of the papers? Maybe you got some friends in high places.
Your truck and a man fitting your description was spotted in the vicinity of our crime scene 5 times by 5 different people over the last month.
Now, besides people seeing him in his truck around the location for weeks, you know he was off the grid after he left in '02. Didn't show up anywhere till 2010, Louisiana. Got his driver's license renewed. Nobody knows what he's been doing.
So, one of two things is happening. Rust is this serial killer, and he is visiting his sites, as most serial killers, or not most, as some serial killers will often do, just to watch the police work and the press coverage, etc. Or Rust has not let this go since he quit the force. So they dropped the original guy. It wasn't the dude that Marty shot. And whatever happened, we still don't know what happened to cause Rust to quit and to cause Marty and Rust to not be partners anymore. But this has been driving at him all these years. Might explain his spiral back into alcohol and arguably alcoholism, right? He drinks on his day off at noon. Even the cops don't get to interfere with that. So something is going on with Rust. And now they're hitting Marty with it at the same time. Pick it back up.
Boyfriend. I don't know, maybe the Du Bois knew you. Maybe you traveled the same.
He's got a
circles,
storage shed. I might have cut that
same
in the edit
properties.
there.
Maybe they had something on you.
You just kept pulling the right old murders. Take the case wherever you wanted it to go.
Back into the
You a
past.
juicer. Ever black out?
Ever wake up, don't remember what happened?
As Rust goes investigating this school.
Look, y'all want to arrest me? Go ahead. You want to follow me? Come on. You want to see something? Get a warrant. Thanks for the beer. Beyond that, you wasted my fucking day. Company, man.
Juicer meaning alcoholic.
Now he bartends 4 days a week. This roadhouse.
And everyone goes quiet.
Behind it.
The tax man cometh, baby.
Says he drinks.
So he has a storage shed that he's hiding something in, or at least not hiding something, but doesn't want to give them access to. Tells them they want to see it, they can get a warrant. He had that interesting grin when they were talking about him in this case. I'm not going to spoil anything for you here, but some things are starting to come to a head, and it's taken us the better part of 5 episodes to get to why he's being questioned in the first place and why Marty was drug in. They don't want to talk to Marty about Marty. They're going after Rust, and they want to get as much insight about him as they can from Marty. Pick it back up. Love that shot, that rising shot that just stops there on him. And his focus and his non-stop desire to catch this crook. I like the sound in here too. It's so quiet, the way he's walking on things, going through that tarp. These weird angelic kind of creatures with red eyes. Or red other things.
Now he bartends 4 days a week. This roadhouse, that little apartment behind it. No other accounting of his time.
Says he drinks.
You're wrong. Nobody could change that much. You are dead wrong.
Hey, you've been telling us all day about the kind of shit he'd think up, way he talk. We got a good ear full of that too.
You gonna tell me that's a stable individual? Left to burn out, junkie rumors? You think 10 years on the sauce has made him more reasonable? Think about this. You said it. He'd been there 3 months.
And you two catch a heater like you've never had before or since. One that he shines on. You saying he did such a great job. Didn't he get you every bit of evidence? Didn't he push you where he wanted it to go?
He brought you Rianne Libier.
She wasn't one of Ledoux's. She was one of his.
What'd he say? Life is a disease?
When he heard the Abbeville prisoner, Francis knew something. He got on it. He shut it down.
You ever thought if he made that phone call to the prisoner? Like, I don't know, the guy was trying to blackmail him?
Yeah, he got on that too, didn't he? The idea that the land killer was still out there.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Looking for a new patsy, maybe.
And he sees it on a desk in a Christian school, a devil net. What is it doing there? And another one on a stack of books.
Y'all give me a lot to absorb.
Goddamn right, it's a lot to absorb.
So help us out.
Yeah. Whatever you can tell us about, from when he got on the blind killer up to when you two had your altercation.
Whatever that was about.
Now it's called an altercation. And another one. In the weeds on the floor. There's devil nets all over this classroom. What does it mean? That's a big one. Light top down, beams coming in, little organ coming in, lots of religious imagery and sound here. Pull back the camera. This, by the way, is the frame for the thumbnail right here. And we go out, frame within a frame. Notice that there are stars on the broken glass bits that remain attached to the window. We've been talking about stars, haven't we? And that is that. Ho, 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 ho. The plot keeps getting thicker. Oh, I am not going to say a doggone thing, but that heightens the interest. Is he the murderer? Are the cops right? If so, why is he doing this investigating? If not, why did the case never get solved? There was an altercation between Marty and Rust. Tell you what, we're going to find out all about that altercation in episode 6. So until then, I will see you. I hope you are digging this as much as I'm digging bringing it to you. Take care. Bye-bye.